Hi, welcome to Art Draw. Today I'm going to draw Superman. This is the loading screen, the Final Confrontation. It's featured in Fortnite Super. So let's go in at the top here. I'm going to draw his hair. I'm going to draw his arms coming out here. It's kind of like in a flight pose. The cape is sort of sweeping around him. So let's go up to the top here. Just going to draw that hairline. Let's put a dot there first of all, right? From that, I'm going to wave the pen out to the left. Just draw that hair. Come down here. And to the right, just going to bring the pen over this side, draw that hair in here. Now let's get that hairline sorted out so it kind of swooshes over. There's a little rounded V here. Goes back here where the forehead is. Around down here and up. Little kiss curl over this side, so it's going to do a little ringlet in there. Bring the hair down there for the side of the head. And we'll just swoosh it back a bit, so there's a few little lines to swoosh it. And you know what? Right down here, I'm just going to fill that with that ink. Let's come around here. It's predominantly dark in colour, so bring it around there. Okay, that bit's in. Let's continue with the face. So he's got an ear around this way, so I'm just going to curve around there. Just draw an inner part there. A little hint of an ear over this way. And then I'm going to do the facial features. So the chin's probably about this point. Got a cheek area here. Come down to the jaw. Strong chin. And around to a jaw, sort of there. The neck, where the suit is, it just pops down. It'll be around this way, and we'll just curve that round, incorporate that collar area into the suit. Just pop a little Adam's apple in there. That's the basic facial feature. What we'll do now is put some features in around the inside. So, got a brow here, slight angle, comes out Superman, down a little bit this way. On this side, do the opposite thing really. We're going to come out this way, strong eyebrow, and then we just curve it around a little bit there. Now underneath that, we've got the eyes. I'm going to do two ovals at the top, so I've got 1, 2 curves there. Underneath, 1, 2 curves like that. He's sort of looking up, so just a little dink of an eye, a pupil there, looking over this way. Pop his nose in, got a bridge of his nose coming down this way. Comes down like that from the eye. And then we can put a nostril and underneath of the nose there. Then I can pop his lips in. Bring the pen up. So a strong jaw, he's serious looking, maybe a little bit of a lip underneath. Maybe a hint, just a little hint there, a little bob of a chin. Maybe a little cheekbone there on Superman. Okay, I've got that bit in there now. Let's look at the shoulder area. So I'm going to pop out the collar area first of all. So come out this way here. And we'll come down just a bit here. And then we've got the top of his cape that is incorporated into the suit. So on this side, just rounds around this way. Wobble it around where the top of the cape is there. Just a little bit of texture for the cape area and bring it in. Join that up. Maybe a couple of curves if you like. Then on this side, we'll come down this way. Pinches in about this point here. Pop it out. It sort of goes over the shoulder area there. And I'll bring it back up this way and wobble it around a little bit. So just shows that material, and again, maybe just a few little curves out. So we've got that cape kind of cascading over his back. Next up, I've got on this side a nice curve for a shoulder muscle. So the pad sort of goes around that way there. Joins up a little bit with the suit. On this side, it's incorporated into the bit we've done here. Just come down a little bit and just draw a little curve into the area here. We'll just See if I can get that on screen. Just come around that area there. Back here, going up there. Back here, going up that way. There we go. Okay, I think I should have a look at the little torso area here now. So from this point, we've got a big old pec muscle. Just curve your pen around there. And then from the shoulder this side, just curve your pen around there. So we've got that famous Superman chest going on. Rib cage just curves in here to the torso area. And over here, we've got the back. It just swooshes down this way. And the belt area is here, in fact. Let's just put a nice little curving around that. Right, while I'm there, most important thing, this Superman S symbol. So let's put a dink in underneath the neckline. And then I'm going to go draw a line across here. So from here to here. Just draw a nice line across. Now I've got that, I'm going to go and do a diagonal to about that point there. And there's a diagonal probably going to be to about that point there. So let's just join those up, nice straight line. And then it comes under, it tapers in now, sort of that diamond shape to about this point here, I would say. And we're just going to do a nicely, slightly rounded line there, and a little bit more of a rounded line that goes around here down to there. We've got that outline of that S. Now what we'll do next is just go around the edges. Just go around the whole of the edge. A little bit of detail. And then what I'm going to do, let's go to the top here first. I'm going to fill in up here, go up that way, come along this way here, curve in, and then just join it up here. So come down here, just curve it in at the end there. And then here, I'm going to put a dink, little dot there, and I'm going to come upwards here. I'm going to come upwards here, and I'm going to come along this way here for the S, okay? Now if that is a bit tricky, and then just rewind it, press the space bar, pause it, do what you need to do. But it's quite a cool little symbol to have on him. Now just under here, there's a little bit of detail, so I'm just going to pop a couple little lines in here. And I think I might just leave it at that. I feel like it's a good time to do the arms. So on this side, I'm going to draw that bicep in. Shoulders there, so I've got a bicep muscle that comes around like that here. Now it comes around where the tricep is here and pops out to the forearm. That forearm comes down this way. So I'm going to bring my pen down here. And right in here, just pop it out a bit and bring the pen down here. Join that up. On this side, I've got a bicep coming down here. So pops down, really big Superman bicep there. And on the other side, we've got the tricep. So what that does is pop out a bit here and then curve in a tad. The arm bend is there. So I'm going to come outwards this way here for the forearm, down to about this point here. On this side, I'm going to come down to about here. So tape it in there. I'm going to pop it out a bit here. Just pop it out a bit, bring it down, and then we'll just link that up. Now a little bit of detail on these arms, so just gonna pop in a few light little lines. It's almost like he's got a little pocket area here, lots of little double lined up bits on the suit. Can't see it so much on this side, maybe just a couple of dashes. I think that's cool. Then we've got the hands. Now the hands are in a grip pose, which makes it a little bit easier for us. So I'm gonna come down from the inner part, come around, just give a hint of a thumb there. Then what I'm going to do is come out here, there's a knuckle here, comes around like that, and then just give a little hint that there's a folded up fist here. On this side, similar sort of thing, I'm going to come out from this point here, just pop out where the thumb is, it goes in for the rest of the thumb, it's about here. And from this point here, I'm going to come out to a knuckle, in and around and join it up. And again, just put a little bit of detail in. That's all we need to do. It gives enough information that that's a fist. Okay, right, it's going okay. Let's look at the belt area. So the belt comes around this way here. So first of all, just gonna pop out either side, sort of pop out this belt. So we've got a nice little bit of texture coming out. Then what we're gonna do is just draw around that. There we go. It's kind of like lines at the edges of that. And another couple of lines here. And these are the little belt loops. There's a little bit of texture as well for the yellow belt. If you want to, just pop in a few little lines. You don't have to do a lot. And now we've got Superman's trunks. So I can come out a bit here and just down a little bit further here, sort of around that way. And then I can just curve up to almost the center of his legs. And then we'll curve back out along there to join that up. Again, there's sort of a couple of little dinks of detail on these trunks. So let's just pop a few little lines in, adds to the detail. Now we're going to pop the legs in, but I do see his cape comes around that. So let's pop that cape in first. I'm going to go, the cape cascades down here, probably comes to about this point. So I'm going to go from about there and draw a nice line, comes down, swooshes around to about there. Be nice and loose with that bit. This then comes back up this way, sort of comes out, kicks out a bit, bring it in a bit, and then we can just curve it almost to a point there. What I will do is just add a bit of a secondary line so we can fill that in a little bit later on. Maybe a couple of little dinks for a curve of that cape. And then I think we can do the rest of these legs now. So this first leg, we see most of it here. It comes down this way, the knee's there. So it comes down from here. Just gonna draw that thigh area in there to a knee. Then I'm gonna come down, just draw outer part of the leg and down there. This point here goes down here for a shin. So put it down there, join it up. We almost have a little line there for the boot. And then the boot area comes down this way, comes outwards here to the toe, curve it out in a bit. There, the heels are here. Bring it up and join it up there. We can just put a couple of little lines in underneath that. Now on this side, the leg comes out and in this goes this way. So what I can do here is just continue this line on the trunks down here to a little dink of a knee. This then goes down this way here. What we do see is a little bit of the boot just there. That boot then continues. You do actually almost see a bit going this way, sort of through the cape area, and a little bit of a foot. So heel is here, bring it around to a toe there, and we'll kick that back up that way there. Last little bit, we've got the cape coming out this way, so I'm gonna, as you see, the cape comes down here, it sort of swooshes down this way, so maybe about this point here, and then we'll kick it right down to here, nice curve. The inner part will go along here, so wobble your pen around there. And it's just a hint of the outside of the cape, so we'll just blast it around that way there. What I will do is just go around those edges with my chunkier Sharpie, grab that, and we'll just sort of look at some of those edges. We'll just blast it out a bit, so just gives a nice super pop to the outside of our picture. Just be careful along here. Down there, bring it out with that toe area. Around this way. Up here. To there. Let's just bring that pen around here. Around the hand. I'll just blast it around the edge there to the hair and that face area there. And then maybe these little parts we can just pop a little bit around the edge of him. Then maybe what I can do is just pop a few little lines in there for the darker area there. And then maybe just a few, just where the cape is there. Sort of coming this way underneath this part here. Just a few little dashes there. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, just a couple in that way. Go ahead and colour it in. That is Superman from the Superman Final Confrontation screen. I think it's been a really cool skin in Fortnite. Let me know what you think of the skin. Let me know what you think of the film and who I can draw next. And we'll see you again soon. All right, bye for now.